It's basically like a Gundam book.
You're the one who said Gundam to me.
Yeah.
I was talking to a student. I was like, someone said Gundam to me and remind me of you. And I was like, it has to be someone. Who is it? Is it Riley? It
Yeah.
was Riley. It was Riley. Okay, sorry. I had to
So
get that in there. I was like, oh my God. Welcome back to the Invested Introverts podcast. I'm Logan,
and I'm Riley.
and we're doing our 2025 recap as January comes to a close, which is crazy. First, Riley, what have you been up to recently? How's life
So
been? How's the snow on your side of New Jersey?
you can't move anywhere. It's so bad.
So bad.
I know
Can't do it.
I'm not built for the cold. So when it gets like
No,
this,
you're just like,
forget
I'm
it. I
done.
can't. I can't. It's not fun for me.
But at least your job's inside. It's
Yeah.
warm.
Yeah.
No?
Some
Is it cold there? Is it,
it
are you
can be. It
sweating?
can be. The
Okay.
problem is we have two like really big doors that open and
Yes.
like so I the problem is I'm so far back that we do have heaters above the doors, but it I'm so far back and it's so cold that it really doesn't matter.
So it's like heat when you get blasted when you walk in,
Uh-huh.
and then it's like a normal temperature. Like, oh, that's rough. What have you been reading recently
So
before we
for the
go
moment,
into our reflection
yeah. So I've been reading the book that we
that you picked?
our
Yeah.
next review, which is Project Hail Mary. I'm about halfway through it. I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot like Upgrade with how like important understanding the science is
Mm,
to understanding that book. So it's a lot like Upgrade. When I've been reading the book, I have like a designated color for all the science related stuff. Because here's the thing,
wow.
it's simple physics stuff that we probably learned in like seventh grade.
I learned physics and I did physics in high school, but yeah, physics,
Yeah,
sure, seventh
it's
grade.
it's basic physics stuff, physics and biology stuff that I have not
Okay.
looked at in a while. So I'm like, I I'll even admit I have to like go back,
I'll be like,
look up
ooh, this
stuff.
reminds me of being a science sub.
The science is very important to understand for that book, but otherwise I'm really enjoying it. I know you said you were starting it.
I'm 2 pages in. I've been reflecting on my last year. I've been reflecting. Everybody's talking about 2016. I'm thinking I was 16. I was boy crazy. It was a crazy time. We should do a episode on 2016. What were you like? Would we have been friends? The answer is we were friends in our
Yeah,
teens, though. We were.
yeah.
We were friends in our teens. In our like ending year teens, we were friends.
Mhm.
Not good
So
friends now, but we were friends. So
yeah,
we don't have to worry about that. We probably would be closer friends if we went to the same high school.
probably.
Um, but I just finished Murder at a Irish Wedding because that's good. I finished the book I was borrowing from my friend and I put it in her closet at school because I was like, I'm subbing for her the next day because we had 2 days off because of the snow and ice. I was like, I'm putting it in the closet. And I wrote notes and I was like, what is this? And she's like, Logan, it's 18 plus. Beware, because I was reading a smutty book that I bought
Okay.
her. I did a callback last week for a musical. I had the worst calf cramp of my life. So
Oof.
painful. It
Painful
finally
as.
just went away. I think I fell on my butt today and it knocked out that cramp
All right. That's a good thing.
because Tinkerbell was like, I just want to go home. And I'm like, I need to throw out your poop in the trash can that's near the curb.
Hmm.
So, and I'm going to read Project Hail Mary. And I've been ingesting a lot of comedy, but specifically queer people get doing comedy or like non my POV because
Okay.
I'm a cis heterosexual white Latina in New Jersey. So like these people are not me. Some of them are white, some of them are BIPOC, some of them are lesbian, and I love it. And I love them talking about their stuff. I'm like, this is so great. I don't know anything, and this is great. Like And like I got this weird thing about different carabiners saying what lesbian you are. I use a carabiner. I use it for my keys because they're sturdy and you can hook them on your jeans.
Yeah.
I love my carabiner, but I'm straight, so sadly, I am straight. Just a cisgender heterosexual written by a woman. But on to our 2025 recap. Riley, we tried to film this before. I was a
Mhm.
mess. I was unprepared. Riley was here. He was like, here. I was looking around,
All over the
trying to
place.
find my light. Like I do, because I might be the older one, but I'm less organized. Riley, I'm gonna throw this to you. So, do you have any of your stats in front of you?
So mm,
I wrote down so much stats
actually,
because I
yes,
was
I
like, I'm
do.
gonna give you so much numbers because why not? Riley might ask me, Logan, what's the highest percentage you read over 500 books?
Yeah, no, I got my Storygraph pulled up, so we can look
Okay,
at that,
you
look at
have
all
a
that
story
stuff.
graph? Okay, we can do stats, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do story graph and then we're gonna do
Um, I just gotta find the stuff from last year.
these. I'll start with mine. Miracle Santana, follow me. Storygraph. So, according to Storygraph, I read 201 books, which I thought I only read like 197, but I read over 200 books. So, I hit my marker. 61,706 pages, and it says 0 hours, which is a lie because I listened to a lot of audiobooks. And my top 3 moods was adventurous, emotional, and funny. That was my last year, wasn't it, Riley?
Hmm.
Emotional, funny, adventurous. It wasn't that adventurous. Sorry, I'm just like doing this like I'm doing stand up. I need to stop watching these comedians, but they're great. Riley, tell me how many books did you read last year?
I did a total of 20 books
Okay.
and my, or 22. My
22.
goal
Okay,
was,
pop off.
yeah, my goal was 24.
It's 2A.
My goal was 24, but a
How many
lot of
pages? I want to know how many
total
pages you hit. You read thick books. What's your average?
my average is between that 70% is between 300 and 499 pages.
Okay, so we have the same. Yours is your percentage for 300 and 499 is higher than mine. Mine's for I can read my numbers. My 45%,
Okay.
and I only have 6% as over 500, and then most of mine is 51% is under 300.
So my stats are over 500 is 20%, and then under 300 is 10%.
Okay, so ours are flipped.
Way different. Yeah.
So flipped. But we also read very different genres.
Yeah,
What
definitely.
about my paces? I thought all my books, I either some of them were slow and they wouldn't let me mark it. I'm like, you're slow. This is slow. Slow for me was 4%. 45% is medium and 42% is fast. And it takes me about 2 or 3 days to finish a book.
For mine, at least, medium is at 63% and fast is at 37%.
Oh my God. You have no slow books. You're like, I got this.
No. So average time to finish is 18 days for me.
18 days. But you're
Yeah.
reading such thick books. That
Yeah.
makes sense. I'm
Yeah.
listening to so many audiobooks. I'm chugging them away because that's what got me through the year.
Mhm.
It was Riley, caffeine, other friends, Tinkerbell, and Allie when she was alive. Like that was what came me through the year.
What were your top genres?
My top genres.
Yeah.
Okay. So my top three, because I have a lot, like once I get after five, they're pretty equal. But my
Mhm.
top three, number one's fantasy, which makes sense. Two
Yeah.
is YA or young adult, and then three is contemporary. That completely makes sense for me. And then I think LGBTQ plus because it doesn't say LGBTQIA plus. After that, they get pretty even. Like I read a lot of queer literature, and my sci-fi is low. I know for a fact my sci-fi is low.
Mhm.
And my mystery is slightly lower than my queer fiction, if I'm not mistaken. But some of my queer literature is nonfiction.
All right, so my top three are fantasy, young adult, and LGBTQIA.
Oh my God.
So
So close.
here's the
That's
weird
crazy.
thing.
Sci-fi's not like where's
Well,
sci-fi?
sci-fi is under LGBTQIA,
Oh my God. Same
surprisingly. So,
sci-fi. That's crazy.
because if anyone knows me, I mainly read
You read a lot of
fantasy and
sci-fi.
sci-fi. So yeah,
Yes.
it's kind of surprising that LGBTQIA is that high for
Yeah.
me
And
personally.
I
But
mostly read books that are gay. So
yeah, so that's surprising.
it's so true though. I do. I read a lot of them. I'm like, have you read Loveless? Have you read Genderqueer?
Mm.
Have you read I'm Not Okay? Have you read Felix Ever After?
And then
Have you read Melissa? That was good. It's a short audio about this gender youth.
everything after sci-fi, like you said, is pretty much more or less even.
It like once you get out my top like six
Then it
genres,
kind of
they're
evens
so
out.
tiny.
Yeah.
They're so small. They're like you don't even touch these. I'm sad that I haven't read as much manga as, but
Mm.
like I like manga. It's just I only read certain series.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
I know your fat format is mostly print. I don't
yeah.
know if you have a Kindle. Do you have a
I
Kindle?
d so
Give me some lore. Drop it.
so I did for a while.
Okay.
I did for a while, but the thing got so old, and then I more went to audiobooks.
hmm
So I kind of stopped using the Kindle for a while. For a while, I did use a Kindle.
When the Kindle first came out, I had one.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
that
had
was
one where you could play games, but everyone's like, so you played solitaire on there? I was like, no, guys. I played the game where they give you clues and you have to put X's and then put checks.
thing. There was a game that we used to play. It was almost like Wordle,
I
where
feel
you
like I
kind
know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah,
And
where
these
you
were
had to
already on the Kindle. Like, I
yeah,
didn't
they were
have to get
preloaded.
this.
They had like a certain number of letters, and then you had to make words.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
So I know I read 73%, or maybe that's only 3%. Why is my handwriting? No, it's 73% print, 14% audio. I mean, 14% digital because I have a Kindle, and 49% audio. I read a lot of audio because whenever I'm on public transportation, I use an audiobook or I watch YouTube because I have YouTube Premium. Not sponsored.
For me, mine is 95% print
That
and
makes
then
sense.
5% digital. What I'm thinking, they're just counting the audiobooks as digital.
Oh, I was like,
Because
oh,
I
Webtoon?
don't, I guess, I don't, because I don't know if they're
I guess yours isn't
distinguishing.
high enough to be like, that's an audiobook.
Yeah, I don't
Do you
know.
go through and like make sure it's audio?
No, I
Oh,
don't think so. That
that's
would
it.
explain that.
I'm that person. On Goodreads, I'm like whatever. I'll put it in whatever. But if it's connected to Kindle to itself, but I'm on Storygraph. I look for it matching the hours, or I'll put it in myself. Chaotic.
That's probably what happened.
Yeah.
All
And
right,
Mike,
so
do you
now
know
we
your
got all
top?
stati
Oh, I want to know your top authors. So my top three is Rick Riordan, V.E.
Mhm.
Schwab. Though I did not read that many V.E. Schwab. I read like six. And Mia P. Manasalda. I'm sorry if I butchered your last name. But she wrote, I believe, Death in the Cards, and she wrote Tia Rosie's Kitchen.
I read this manga or this graphic novel. It was called Ennead.
Okay,
So I read the first four volumes of that. So
really
that
good.
was one of my top three. And then the next couple top ones were Brandon Sanderson. I read his The Reckoners.
Reckoners.
That's what it was. I read his Reckoners series, so that was good. Yeah, no, those were probably the top two I read the most of.
You okay?
Very rarely do I have like an author that kind of dominates the year. I kind of spread everything out amongst different
Yeah.
authors.
I was rereading a lot of like I reread Heroes of I read The Heroes of Olympus, but I
Mhm.
finished up rereading the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series.
Okay.
And then think I read Magnus Chase. I was reading a lot of Rick Riordan.
Yeah. So the thing is with me, if I'm rereading something, like if I'm re-listening to an audiobook, I won't count it toward my count. Like if I'm listening to a new audiobook, then I'll add it to the count. If I put in stuff that I reread, Reardon, Paulini, and Pierce Brown would probably, be the top couple.
Yeah. The thing is, on Storygraph, you cannot say you reread it. You either read it or you didn't.
Mm.
On Goodreads, you can say, "Oh, you've read it twice. You read it multiple times." Um, so maybe I should do that.
I From our worst books, I have three.
Oh, you have three. Okay.
Yeah, these were the three books that I didn't love. All the books that I read last year I enjoyed, but these are the three that like I didn't love.
Okay.
So for my worst book for the year was going to be Heavenly Tyrant.
Okay.
Now this is part of the Iron Widow series. If you've read that or heard of it, it's basically like a Gundam book.
You're the one who said Gundam to me.
Yeah,
I was talking to a student. I was like, someone said Gundam to me and remind me of you. And I was like, it has to be someone. Who is it? Is it Riley? It
yeah.
was Riley. It was Riley. Okay, sorry. I had to
So
get that in there. I was like, oh my God.
so I really liked Iron Widow. I loved the whole idea of like the giant mech battles and all that. And I love that. That was like what drew me into the series. But this second book, I don't know what it kind of just takes out the Gundam mech thing almost entirely.
Oh,
Like there are Gundam battles, but not as many as there were in the first book. And it goes into this weird just love triangle political intrigue thing. I'm okay with like some sort of romance
yep.
type stuff, but like if it's gonna be a giant Gundam mech book, I want it to focus on that
That's
and
not,
less
that's literally not
on
what you signed up for. You didn't
exactly,
sign up for romance.
exactly. Yeah, and it's like I'm not completely, against it, but there's like a limit for me, and it got very close to that limit.
Fair
And I'm
enough.
like, really? This started out as such a cool series with giant robot mech things. Like when it made that heel turn, it was really jarring for me.
Hmm.
Because, like again, I said I really liked the first book.
Yeah.
All right, so what is your next one
Oh my
for
God.
your worst books?
I have five. Well, I'm more than five.
Okay.
Um, I have to say The Kingdom Keepers 6, 7, and 7. And
Oh,
I'm gonna also, because you have three, I'm gonna jump. And Harry Potter books 6 and 7. And I'm not trying to do the joke because it's not funny. But like Kingdom Keepers, those two books, like towards the end of the series, I got copies that were shortened for
yeah.
children's understanding. And I cannot
Oh,
find the full length.
my mom has my copies and has copies of them in her classroom. If you want, I can maybe see if she has
Oh
one.
my God, I'm gonna reread the series with its
Yes.
proper length.
Yeah, no, reread the
Maybe.
series, the original series. It is
Yeah,
so good.
because the rest of my copies I have, like I think 4 to 6, they are all shortened
Mm.
and they're 300 pages. When the original copy is like 500 pages. So there's
Yeah,
200 pages
yeah,
taken out. And my mom's like, "Oh, they shortened it for the understanding of children." I'm like, "These kids, girl, I read Heroes Olympus when I was in middle school. I was
exactly,
eating that up. And then
exactly.
Harry Potter, I had to finish it because I read it for my ex. Though, it's okay. It's okay. We're fine. I'm kidding. I can't cry on command. But
Mhm.
also my one of my good friends, Riley, do you like it? I don't know if Riley likes Harry Potter.
Weirdly enough, as weird as it is to admit, I've really never read the books.
Riley, my close friend, does not has never read the books, so I don't have to worry it. My mom, she read the whole series when it was coming out. She was working at our local bookstore, and I've seen all of the movies.
Yeah.
But like one of my close friends and my mom, hi Kat, they love Harry Potter, but not just kidding, Rowling, who is not real because JK.
Mhm.
Uh, I had to finish the series. I was like, I know my heart's smashed into a million pieces, but I have to finish it. And honestly, listening to the last ones, because I originally was reading the physical copies, I was reading his copies because romance. Wasn't that good. I feel like a lot of things were rushed,
Hmm.
and I feel like it could have been longer, and the characters could have had more depth
All right,
here generally.
so my next one is going to be Stephen King's The Long Walk.
Oh my God.
Now, this, okay,
Did you
I read
watch the
this.
movie?
No, I
No, you
missed the
can't.
movie.
You hate the book, you hate the movie.
So I specifically read this because the movie was coming out and I
Yes.
wanted to do a comparison for it. But this book, it's a great concept.
Hmm.
Like the whole Hunger Games-esque, you have to walk, to gain a prize. But the one thing is, the one difference, big difference, is between the Hunger Games and this, is we never understand really why all of this was set up in the first place and like
Hmm.
what drives all of the main kids to like join in because unlike the Hunger Games, it's
You're forced to.
yeah, the Hunger Games, if you're, drawn in unless you volunteer, you're forced to go in the games. The Long Walk is completely voluntary. Yeah, they sign up to do
What
this.
the?
Yeah, it's
Do
weird.
you think you could survive the long walk? How long is it?
So the thing is you have to keep a pace of I think it's either 2 or 3 miles. And then you have 3 warnings. And then the third time you drop under that speed, you get killed.
So I'm not I am walking
You're walking, but you have to keep up, a certain speed.
a certain
And
speed.
then
I could do that.
if you drop below that 3 times, you get killed.
I think I could do that. How
And
long
then
am I walking for?
it's basically last man standing.
Oh, I could do that.
Yeah, last man standing.
Like my knees are bad, but like I can walk for a while,
We get some backstory,
but
but
not
it's not
enough.
like in depth. Yeah, it's
Okay.
definitely not in depth to like understand why they're doing this. In a true Stephen Kingism, there are some weird sexual things in this.
Oh yeah, like how it has weird sexual things.
Yeah.
I've
No,
heard.
there's a weird scene. So if you're gonna read
Okay.
The Long Walk, just be
Dude,
forewarned
I'm not gonna
going
read
in.
it. Don't you worry. Are you gonna read other Stephen Kings?
I
Or
actually
like
have. I read The Body.
okay.
I've read The Body. We had to read Shawshank for school for in high school. And then I read or listened to 11/22/63, which is his time travel book where this guy has to go back and save JFK from getting
Oh my
assassinated.
God, I've heard about this one.
It's really good. They did an adaptation of it and it's on Netflix.
I
So
think
I've been
I've heard
watching
of
that
that one.
too.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's my second least favorite book for the year. And what is your top least favorite book?
Okay. I'm either gonna say like A Wrinkle in Time
Okay.
or The Taking of Jake Livingston. The Taking of Jake Livingston is so not for me, and just like the topic it touches is not for me. I'm not even gonna go into it. And I think Over Healing Time did not do enough characterization to care about the characters and like her dad going missing. Though it is a series, so maybe it goes deeper into it as the series goes on. I thought it was only one book. What's your top lowest?
All right. So since we were talking about the Kingdom Keepers, this is pretty funny. The last draw. So what happened was after the original books, he did this sequel series. Ridley Pearson did this sequel series called The Return.
Hmm.
And then basically the Inheritance series is all of the kids of the Kingdom Keepers. It's all of their kids.
Okay.
And this book, I might even do just on my own, do an entire video the on the whole inheritance thing. It's clearly written for the younger audience, and I can almost guarantee you that Disney decided to release those stripped down versions of the original books in preparation for this. So many questions that the return leaves
Hmm.
that I hoped that this next series was, gonna answer,
Hmm.
but completely just doesn't. And it
Okay.
drives me insane. I'm like, if you're gonna do this, just answer the questions about certain things that we were left with. And I'm just more disappointed in the inheritance as a whole. And I'm, really sad about that because I really enjoyed Kingdom Keepers and The
Yeah,
Return. And it was just disappointing in how he just kind of squandered the chance to go back to this one.
yeah.
The Last Draw by Ridley Pearson is my least favorite book for this year.
Okay.
All right, so now we are going to
Favorite.
talk about
What?
our favorite books of the year.
Yeah.
I'm going to go first. For mine, it
So
is
where are we
going to be
starting?
Kings of the Wild. I really love this book because it was a D&D inspired book. It's about a bunch of adventurers, like washed up adventurers who haven't been on a quest together in like 20 years. One of
Okay.
their kids gets in trouble and they have to get the band back together to rescue her. So it was a lot of fun. And if anyone really wants a good, like, just D&D, like, kind of lighthearted fantasy, definitely check this out. He has another book in the same series, and I believe he's got a third one coming out at some point. But I
Okay.
really loved that series, and I'm definitely gonna continue to read it. All right, what's your number five?
So do you have five? You have five? You have five.
Yeah, I've got
Okay.
five.
So mine is in no particular order. Murder in the Dressing Room by Holly Starr. It's set in England. I don't know where specifically in England, but the owner of this club um dies, and her like drag daughter, um they find her dead. It's like, this can't be on accident. Let's figure out what's going on. And it's so good because we get to see into life of this person and how they live their life, versus how they live their life at the nights as their drag queen. And now they are responsible for the club, which is crazy. And it's so good. And the second book is supposed to come out this year, so I'm really excited for it.
Number four for me is going to be Catabasis by R. Kwong. Now, I read Babel and her Poppy War trilogy. Great books. Highly recommend both of those. I have not read Yellowface yet. It's on my list to read, but
I have read Yellowface.
okay. I definitely want to read Yellowface at some point. I know my mom read it for her own book club she does with a bunch of her teacher friends. I definitely want to read Yellowface, but Catabasis was really good because it reminded me a lot of if you ever watched movies like Whiplash, but it's a lot about like what striving for like perfection and perfection in your chosen
Oh.
field, like what that would cost you. And they both have like psychopathic mentors, and it's all about these two college students. They have to go to hell to rescue the soul of their professor, and it's all about like what would you sacrifice to get to the top of your position, that sort of thing. So it is really good. I don't know if this is
Ooh.
going to be controversial or not, but I think I prefer Babel over this. Both of them cover a lot of similar topics, but I think Babel I think is better as like a social commentary book, and
Mm-hmm.
but Catabasis is more of like kind of a strict, kind of a deeper look at academia, whereas Babel is more of like a just a look at kind of the power structure and how language is used to control people in general. That could be an entire different topic that I can go on, but what
Yeah.
is your next one?
Okay. The White Guy Dies First. I don't really read thrillers or horror books. Like, here and there I read them because like I get really bad nightmares. And I don't want bad nightmares, but this is a story collection by BIPOC authors, and the BIPOC people survive in these horror situations. And it's crazy. Also, some parts are really graphic, so check the trigger warnings out. But I really liked all the stories in there, and they were short stories, and I think they were great. And I'm not into like horror movies. The only thing I watch horror is like Kill Counts by James A. Janice, or I call him Floop, like from Spy Kids, because he looks
Oh
like
yeah, yeah,
Alan
yeah.
Cumming.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
looks like you look at him, you're like, that's Alan Cumming. But he's not Alan Cumming. That's
Okay.
James A. Janice.
Oh,
Not sponsored. Love that guy. Love his wife.
funny thing about Alan
Yes?
Cumming is he's going to be back as Nightcrawler for the Doomsday movie.
I love Alan Cumming. I
Yeah.
recently saw an interview of Alan Cumming talking about his role as the MC in Cabaret, and I forget that dude has a accent. I look at him, I'm like,
Mhm.
American. I'm like, no, he's not Logan. He's not American at all.
Number three for me is one of the books that we picked for book club is All Better Now by Neil Shusterman. This was a lot of fun because it was a really good look at like what people would be willing to sacrifice to make a better world, and would people be willing to sacrifice like short-term pain for just a longer term piece. And it was a lot of fun reading this. I read a lot of Neil Shusterman's work, his Unwind series and Arc at the Scythe. I know I've talked about that a bunch on the channel, but I love his work, and I really want to see what he does with After All Better Now, because he said he's going to do this is going to be like a duology, I think.
Oh,
And
yeah,
he's
I
got
saw
his
that it's going to continue because it
yeah,
has a cliffhanger, which you
yeah,
could
it's
just
got a
stop there,
yeah.
or you can continue on to the next book.
So one of the big things I love was like the kind of the power struggle between the characters who wanted to allow Crown Royal to spread and to change the world, and a bunch of the other like rich upper echelon characters who wanted to, keep the system as is. And it's a really interesting look at sort of this another like social fight
Yes.
to change the world or to keep the hierarchy in place. So it's a really good book and highly recommended.
Yeah, it's a really good reflection of like what we went through with the pandemic.
Yeah.
Um, I have Wake the Hidden History of Women-Led Slave Revolts. I read that on Kindle. It is a graphic nonfiction novel, and it's really interesting. And I wish I had a physical copy because I learned so much about women-led slave revolts that I didn't know about it because I saw it on Kindle and I was like, what if I read this? And because I was just on my path of education in myself, and it was so good. And the woman who wrote it is an academic, and she was writing, I think, a academic piece on a group of women in the New England colonies and what happened with their slave revolution and what and stuff about that. And that was really, really good. So I need to get a physical copy of that so badly.
All right, so next one for me is Vicious by V.E. Schwab.
Oh my God,
Now,
that's a number three for me. I actually read that.
I read that. It was really good. It reminded me a lot of that show, The Boys. Like a
Yeah.
more, I wouldn't necessarily even call it cynical, but like a more realistic
Yeah.
look at how people would act with superpowers. Because I really love how the powers work, how they like reflect the personalities of everyone.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting world, and I have the second book. I'm kind of tandem reading that with Project Hail Mary.
Mm.
And then the third book is going to be coming out in, I believe, like early October or something like
Mhm.
that. So I'm really interested in reading the rest of that series and seeing how it unfolds.
Yeah, I listened to it through someone read it on YouTube. And I thought I listened to the whole series because it's like, one, it has other number. I'm like, did I read the whole series or didn't?
Yeah.
Um, I have to say Renegades, the series
Yes.
by Marissa
No, I love
Meyer.
that.
I love Marissa Meyer as a author. I love the Lunar Chronicles. I'm reading her backlist or anything she comes out with or collabs with. I will read it and take it and ingest it. And I like reading things about superheroes, but not your stereotypical superheroes here and there, which is really fun because you're like, why are people viewed as villains?
Yeah.
What actually happened to her family? And it's so crazy, and you're on a ride and there's a little love story, little
Yeah,
love,
there is.
little
Well,
crush, and you're like,
yeah.
yeah, you
Well,
should get together, but also like, you need to figure out what's up with your life, with your background, your connections. Figure out what you want first. She's like, he's kind of cute, but he's my enemy. I need to focus on what my uncle wants me to do. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, you should, girl. Get your mind back on track. And like, it takes a bit, and you see glimpses. You're like, it's okay, focus, focus. You got this.
Again, if you love superheroes at like a more realistic look, definitely check out Renegades and Vicious. They are very much in the same vein, so definitely check both out.
Okay, what's your
Uh,
top one?
it is going to be Loveless by Alice Oseman.
I've been begging Riley to read this.
Yeah, I read it a while ago, and
I was
I
like,
forget if
Riley,
I
read it. Riley, read it.
yeah I forgot if I talked about Loveless specifically on the podcast. I think I might have. I don't remember,
I think so.
but I came out as Ace a couple years ago. And this book, it was one of the very like first pieces of media that I really got into and I saw the representation. The reason I liked it was very sort of representative of like my journey through all of that, through like discovering everything, but it had a lot of parallels through what I like my thought process through all of that. So I really loved Loveless, and I read the Heartstopper graphic novels also. I'm really enjoying her work. I want to read Radio Silence and more of
I
her
have it
stuff.
if you want to borrow it. I
Okay,
have tons.
yeah.
I have all. I think I have all of Alice Oseman's their stuff, except the
Okay,
stuff that's on their website. But you can read that on their website.
okay.
Yeah, I was begging as my ally niece. I was like, Riley, you should read this. Let me know what
Yeah.
you think. Riley, you should read it. As a little gremlin, just my gremlin self being like, hey, what if you read this? Because I like to see what people of that background. Because Alice Oseman, I think I don't know their identity, but I think they're they, she. Not really sure. When I don't know, I say they. They are in the community, and it's very interesting to see people who are within a community how they relate to different mediums about them. Like I love In the Heights, but I don't like West Side Story, okay? So like as but like I am Puerto Rican. My dad's from Puerto Rico, but I'm also white. Not white Italian. I'm just white. And then I'm like, man, Nina from In the Heights, that's me. So like it's very interesting to see what really represents you. And you're like, Spy Kids, that's my family. White mom, Hispanic dad, my family.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
so
so interesting to be like, hey, what in Jess's Mia? Do you think it represents a part of you? Do you feel like it's not a caricature? Because you don't want to like make fun or like make people feel bad for being who they are.
yeah, exactly.
That's why I was like, read Loveless because I love Loveless, and I was like, I'm rooting for you. Go, girl, you got this. Figure this out,
Yeah,
or
no,
don't label it. Do what you want.
it was very just informative, and I really am glad that I took the time to read it. And I'm definitely gonna check out more of their stuff in the future.
Yeah, I literally offer my friends who are in the queer community. I was like, I have a lot of books.
Yeah.
Do you want to read some of them?
I definitely have to read
I'm
more
queer.
LGBTQIA. I have to get like a list from you.
Oh my God. It's me. You ask your straight, heterosexual Logan ally.
Yeah,
I'm
I
born
gotta
in
read
Pride Month,
more.
so like I take this seriously.
Yeah, I gotta just read more of it, more LGBTQIA related stuff.
I'll let you borrow my
But yeah,
books. I have so many.
yeah. All right, so jumping to
Okay, my number one, because I was like, oh my God,
yeah.
my number one, or like what I say is number one. It really doesn't matter. I forgot that I read the complete collection of Mouse, Maus,
Oh
by
yeah,
Art
yeah.
Siegelman, and man, that was crazy with the
Hmm.
time with the time we're living in. Crazy. I read it at the beginning of the year or like mid-year. And I was like, man, this is crazy because my grandfather actually fought in World War II. He fought for the American side. His parents are from Germany and Austria. They fled Germany and Austria. And he had to pledge his allegiance to the United States when he fought in the war. He fought towards the end of the war, World War II, if I'm right. And so like looking at this as like being like connected to history and the oppression that we are currently facing, it's crazy. And the drawings are beautiful. And also his like him talking to his dad up until like his dad does pass away at some point. And like his reflection of like what happened to him and like how he survived. It's crazy. And I think stories like that and other stories of different groups that don't always get to be told is so important to reflect on, like so we don't repeat history. So good, so important. I saw it and I was like, I need to read this.
So, on a lighter note, we are going to jump to what are the books we are most looking forward to for 2026.
Yes, on a lighter note, positivity. I don't really look into books when they're coming out. I see them, I'm like, oh my God, that's a book. I love that series. What about you, Riley?
I've got three on my list, but I do want to add The Victorious, which is V.E. Schwab's next book in the whole Vicious series. I want to add that as an honorable mention. I forgot to add that onto my list, but that'll be in October. I'm really looking forward to that. So the one book I'm really looking forward to, I know I've sung his praises forever on the channel, which is Red God by Pierce Brown. So I actually found this series after Heroes of Olympus and everything had ended, but before he had gotten to like Magnus Chase. So it was in that gray period where he didn't have anything really going in,
We're
like
learning
coming
his book
out.
lore.
This is going to be the final book, and I have been on the journey with obviously Pierce Brown and the entire Red Rising
Hmm.
community. It has been such a great series. It's been so heartbreaking, and like there have been
Yeah.
a lot of character deaths that are really that just stick with you.
Have you read his backlist? Or
No,
you're
well,
like trying to
the
get
thing
through the
is,
newer things?
he hasn't
That's
written
crazy.
anything before his Red Rising series. He's hinted at like doing other stuff,
He's
but
focused. Good for
what I
him.
yeah, but I think what might happen if I could be completely wrong on this, but what I think might happen is he'll end Red God, he'll end his Red Rising series, and then he'll go into, something else. I don't
Uh-huh.
think it's going to be like another multi-year.
It's just a theory, a book theory. Sorry, I kept
Please, Matt
repeating my
Pat, do
head.
not copyright that.
I love Matt Pat. Matt Pat should do book theory. I would be
Yeah,
on it.
yeah.
Love you,
No,
Matt
that.
Pat.
So the one hint that he actually gave us,
Okay.
it was an interview for another book podcast. I forget who it was. They asked the question of like what song would describe the book, basically. And then he specifically said the Johnny Cash version of the song Hurt.
I definitely know that song.
If I play it for you, you definitely know what I'm
I'll
talking
look
about.
it up.
But he specifically said it was the Johnny Cash version
Hmm.
because Johnny Cash covered it from another band. I forget the original, who did the original,
It's like
but
Landslide. Everyone does it.
yeah, but it's specifically the Johnny Cash version. And the second they heard that, everyone was like just bracing for impact because
Oh,
we know he's got a tendency to just do the most traumatic stuff.
sometimes you just
And
gotta do it though.
we're gearing up for just absolute heartbreak the
Oh,
entire book. So that's probably my like just the most anticipated. As of right now, it doesn't have a release date, like its solid release date. The best we've got is like a summer of this year.
okay.
So what I'm hoping for is if it'll come out in like maybe July or August. My my dream idea, it either comes out the end of July or the beginning of
Okay.
August, right around my birthday, so that
Oh
I
my
can
God,
just
that'd be
buy it.
perfect.
I know,
We just had a
exactly.
little book trick on a trip on Riley's birthday. We bring the dogs.
Hell yeah. So
I'm poor,
that
so I
there's
don't know when
that.
that's gonna happen.
Mhm.
But like, we can try.
Yeah, exactly.
All
So,
on Riley's money. It's a joke. It's a joke. I'm not serious.
all right. So next one after that is the last contact contract of Isiako, which is by Fonda Lee.
Okay.
I read
I
her.
heard a lot about Fonda Lee. Is she good?
Yeah, I read the Greenbone Saga by them.
Hmm.
It's really good. It's like this kind of um like Chinese mafia series.
Oh my
It's
God, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it's really good. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. But trigger warning, a lot of violence, a little bit of
It's
sexual
okay.
stuff.
We're
Just
fine.
heads up going forward, going into that. But that's the only thing I've actually read from her. So when I saw this, I'm like, yeah, I really want to check out more of their work.
Okay.
So I might do what you do, kind of go through their back catalog, try and read more of her stuff before that comes out. I forget the exact date. If I find it, I'll add it on the screen. But I'm really interested in reading that.
Hmm.
And the last one I'm really looking forward to is Lord of Demons by Evan Winters. Now this is part of a African African inspired fantasy series.
Ooh.
It's really good. It's called The Burning. So this is the third book.
Mm.
It's been pushed back a while. It was supposed to come out like a year or two ago, and then it last I checked, it was supposed to come out like the beginning of
It better be a
February.
chonker.
Yeah, it's been pushed around.
Okay.
The last I have heard of it is like was sometime in October.
Okay.
So I don't know what's going on with it with the release date, if he's, still editing it or revising. I'm not sure what's going on. But I really am looking forward to that because the one before this, Fires of Vengeance, ended basically with a cliffhanger because it ends with the main enemy of the series basically finding the main characters. I'm assuming this whole next book is just going to be either like the ramp up to the war because he has a fourth book planned.
Oh,
Like it's on Goodreads, it's
yeah.
untitled at the moment, but we know he does have a fourth book, so I'm looking forward to finishing that series.
Okay. I realize I have actually three.
Okay.
Adversary to the Villain, which is part of the Apprentice of the Villain series by Meyer. Hannah Nicole Meyer. She it started with the TikTok series that she made, and then she made it into a book series. And the last book ended in a cliffhanger. Someone turned back to human. I was like, what? And then ends. I was like, why did you do this, Hannah? Also, they're coming out the TV show for it, and I should play Evie Sage. Just saying. So that's coming out. I need to pre-order that. That's coming out in August because every book of that book it comes out in August around Riley's birthday.
Oh
Maybe.
yeah.
Who knows? Because he was born in August. Then the second book in the Murder in the Dressing Room series. I know that comes out this year, but I don't even know the name. But that comes out this year, and that was hard to get my hands on the first one. And then a third book, I had it in my head and then I lost it. I got this. No, I don't. Oh my God. I had it in my head. Like I pictured it. I was like, I know this.
Yeah.
Heartstopper Volume 6
Yes.
comes out.
Yes.
And I think I originally read Heartstopper on Webtoons. Or maybe that was Lore of Olympus. I read Lore of Olympus on Webtoons. But the last volume of that comes out this year. So I'm excited to add that to my collection and read that. Riley, so goals for this year.
So I'm going to shoot for 24 books again this year. As of right now, I am 2 books in. So I am, pushing through my goal. What do you have for your
My
goal?
goal is 160, but I want to take my time with books. I don't want to rush them. Currently, I
Okay.
am 12 books in.
Okay. So you're really moving.
I'm moving and grooving.
Okay.
Last year I wanted to do like 20 books a month, which I didn't do, or like 18. But I want to take my time. I want to read more different genres. So I might ask you from for some book recs and read
Yeah,
those
definitely.
books. I just want to take my time of reading, have fun, finish some series,
Yeah.
read some standalones. What about you?
So, like I said, I really want to read more LGBTQIA books. I also want to read more fantasy books, like based on different like regions of the world. So
Ooh.
I really want to read more stuff like the Burning series and all that because I have an entire just folder on my TikTok of just like save like check out stuff. And a lot of that is or some of that is like books from other cultures.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely going to try and add some of those to my reading list this year.
and then continue the podcast, maybe
Yeah,
have
obviously.
fun with that.
Yeah.
Maybe do different things on our Instagram with like different book challenges and whatever. I want to be
Yeah,
more
I
active on
definitely
that.
want to do more on the Instagram. If anyone's following us on Instagram, we have finally set up a Spotify
Spotify.
Spotify for the show.
We being Riley. Thank you, Riley.
I'm slowly like updating all the episodes. I have two episodes, 2 and 3 are gonna be up in the next like day or two.
Oh, pop off, Riley. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So they're all uploaded. They'll drop whenever.
Mhm.
And yeah,
Our
that
next
is
episode
basically
should
it.
be Percy Jackson and or our book club book that I will finish.
Yeah.
I'll read it, I'll finish it.
Percy
And
Jackson
follow us
season 2.
on all of the social medias that will be linked below.
Yeah, we have an Instagram, TikTok, Storygraph, Goodreads, all that fun stuff. I will link everything down in the description as normal if you guys want to, check out what we're doing outside the podcast. You guys have been listening to the Invested Introverts podcast. I'm Riley,
I'm Logan.
and we will see you guys later.
Bye.
See ya.